had it, but anyway. So here we are. We are live. Welcome to the Ultimate Punching channel, and I'm collaborating today with SDAWGMMATALK. I saw he is a amateur MMA fighter, possibly going pro. Maybe what's the plan there? I know you said on your profile there that you're also looking to work with the UFC. Is that like you're looking for a UFC contract, or looking to be part of the promotion?
Bro, either or, bro. Fighter would be the move, but either or, man. Even if they needed a fucking janitor, you know what I'm saying? Either or, man. I would just love to do something part of the UFC, ask questions, just do something for them, bro. I've watched it for so many years now, man. And I just do something to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been watching it for a really long time too. One of the things I always like to ask people, like, what's your MMA sort of fan/fighter origin story? Like, what got you into training, and what kind of got you into the UFC? Was it a particular fighter? Was it a particular event, or kind of all of the above?
So to be honest, bro, I used to play football, and that's all I did was football. I didn't watch any UFC really until like 2015. I was a casual, I'd watch it here and there. I grew up watching, fights with my dad. Back when we would only watch Chuck. So I only watched the UFC if Chuck was on. And they didn't really have a lot of fights back then anyways. And I was more focused just on football. That's all I thought about. And none of my family really was into it unless Chuck Liddell was into it. And so, years go by, I don't watch it at all. I'm a casual. I blow my knee out playing football. And so football's over. Plus, I'm 5'9" and white, so not a lot of going for me there. And I've started watching UFC just during 2017, just kind of bored, man, just here and there, just would pick back up on fights. And Connor, hopped on the Connor wave, stayed with that, bro. And really, what I really got into it is when he fought Nate, because I was a huge Nate guy and huge Connor guy, and I watched that fight, bro, both of them. And from honestly that point on, bro, I was like, this is what I'm gonna do from now on in 2017. And then in 2019, I started training. I watched it just for like a year and a half, just watch it at Buffalo Wild Wings with my friends, go out on Saturday nights, just talk about what we think we would do, hit the bag here and there at the gym. And then just fell in love with it, man. I started training with it. I got my ass kicked. I started doing boxing. I didn't even start out doing MMA. And I was getting pieced up, man. Just in this little boxing gym where I grew up at in Houston. It was like 90% Hispanic, 5% white, 5% black. So these guys are, man, they're ready to go, man. They've done this their whole life, and they definitely showed me there's levels. So I went from there to Main Street Boxing, which is where Derek Lewis and them train at. The only reason I went there is because I was working with my uncle.
That's awesome.
I was working with my uncle doing turf. So like we would set up like fake grass for people's yards, and like we'd make mini golf courses. Derek Lewis hit my uncle up for some work he needed out where he was living. And so my uncle tells me the day before, hey man, we're going to do this big house tomorrow, sleep, get ready. It's going to be a big job. It's going to be a mini golf course. I'm like, oh, cool. Who is it? He's like, I don't know. Black Beast, UFC. I don't know. A heavyweight fighter. And I was like, I lost my mind because I was like, oh my God, we're going to Derek Lewis's house. So I was freaking out, bro. Like, bro, panicking the night before. I'm texting all my friends. I don't know what to do, bro. I'm panicking. Like, I can't believe it's happening. And I get there, bro, and I'm trying to act cool, but man, I fanboyed out. I did not play it cool. And I was just kind of telling them how much I watched them and just about what I was doing boxing. I was getting pieced up. I was telling them that. And I was like, man, but I want to do MMA, but I'm too old because I'm 26 now, and I started when I was 22.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I have no experience but football and just growing up roughhousing like in the hood and stuff, man. Like I don't have a white belt. Like I don't even know what, you know what I'm saying? And he's the one that told me to head down there. He was like, man, come check out Main Street Boxing. Bob Perez, shout out Bob Perez, super cool dude, man. He's the man, bro. He's the man. Muay Thai genius, bro. So I go out there and dude, I get wrecked. I get wrecked, bro. I mean, like, I get wrecked so bad. I go to the restroom in between just to say like I have to use the restroom just to like try to figure out like how am I gonna get out of here today. It was not going good.
Yeah.
So honestly, I had the week. They gave me a week to try it out. So I came back the next day. I just came back again. I just kept coming back, like all the stories. I just kept coming back, bro. And then on day 7, I was so jacked up, dude. But it was just such a fun feeling. It reminded me of like being back in football with the boys, being in the locker room, hard sparring sessions, then just hanging out with everyone at the end, just seeing like the vibes. And I just fell in love with it, bro. And then from there, bro, I just started training. I just started doing MMA from that point on, bro. I never looked back, man. And just started going with that. And I'm 4-1 right now. I was 2-0, and then I got humbled again. So it's been a journey, bro. It's been a journey. I would love, like we said earlier, for the UFC fighter, staff, janitor, whatever, man. That's been the goal since 2019. Do something with the UFC.
That's a pretty incredible story. I can relate a little bit, not on the sort of fighting end. I only ever really started to train a little bit back when I was 26. So I'm 32 now, and I went. A friend of mine just told me, "Hey, like go try Jiu Jitsu, right?" And so there's a Jiu Jitsu place near my house. I went there. I tried Jiu Jitsu, and I consider myself like a pretty strong guy. You know, I lift weights. I stay relatively active. I'm in decent shape. And I remember this guy. He might have been 135, 145 pounds soaking wet, strangled me about 10 times in a 6-minute round or something like that. And at the time I was weighing in at about 210 or so. And I'm just like, man, this is probably the most humbling experience of my whole life. Right. And like, after that, I kept going back, and, you know, I still keep going back to this day, but there's just something about it that, you know, somebody could twist you up into a pretzel and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Right. There's just something about that experience. So yeah.
But no, bro, I've had same thing.
It's pretty fascinating. So one thing I wanted to ask you. Yeah. It's a lot of fun, and especially when you start to get to a point. This is at least what I've been feeling, is that like now I'm at a point where I kind of know what's happening to me. I still can't entirely stop it, but I know, like, okay, if I do this, he's going to do this, and then I'm going to get choked. So try not to let him do this for as long as possible, right? and it's crazy too, because you meet so many people from just like all these backgrounds. Like this one guy, he's like an accountant. He like, if you have you seen videos of that guy Musumeci?
Yeah, in one championship, Mikey.
He's like this jiu-jitsu guy with one. Yeah. So like, there's a guy that trains at my gym that would look like that guy if he's like middle-aged, right? So like a 45-year-old kind of accountant type guy, and he schools almost everybody in the gym, and you wouldn't expect it from him, but he's so technical and so good.
Nah, bro, that's real. That's real, bro. I've been there in many gyms like that. Is that right? Yes, sir. Yeah, that's where I'm training at right now. Is out of Houston, Texas. That's where I live.
Okay, perfect. I'm up in Canada, so not as many fighters up here. But one thing I wanted to ask you is, so like you started training, you started to kind of fall in love with it at 22 years old. What made you sort of decide to compete and want to get into fighting? And was there sort of anything in your mind that sort of said like, hey, maybe not do this, this could be dangerous, or was it just like the adrenaline rush that kind of keeps you hooked?
To be honest, the reason why I originally started, once I stopped playing football, man, that kind of year through 2016 to 2019, I got in a real bad depression, real bad. I got really out of shape, never left the house, smoking a lot of weed, never doing anything, mooching off my parents, just bum, man. I was just being a bum. I just got real depressed, man. I just felt like I'm in this weird hole, and I just couldn't get out of it. And I would go to the gym and try to do those football workouts that we would normally do, man. But it would just, I'd go for maybe 2 or 3 days, and then you wouldn't see me back in the gym for another 2 weeks, and just trying to work and just make money. So it was just a lot of depression, a lot of stress, and just trying to figure out like what do I want to do in life. And then when I was watching these dudes fight, man, because before then, man, my whole life up until I was 22, until I started training, I've probably been in only 3 altercations, like 3 street fights. Most like fights, like football wise, would be in like practice or during the game or something, maybe scrimmages. But like stand man to man, look at me and throw your fucking fist at my face, maybe 3, and none of them lasted over a minute. And so when I would watch these dudes, man, and I remember we would go out and just watch them, man. I just remember being like, guys, my friends, they would just be like, the kind of casuals, like, I don't hate the ground game. Bro, I'd check a leg kick, it wouldn't be nothing to me. I'd knock these dudes out. It was just stuff like that. But I never said stuff like that. I would always just see it, man, and be like, man, this stuff looks terrible. Like, I never wanted to do it ever. So it's so funny now that I do it. Because like you said, we got the adrenaline rush. Dude, I'll just be honest with you. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I'll be in the back, and my coaches will have to literally like talk me into staying here. There's been moments, man, where I've told them, cut these fucking wraps off. I'm going home. Like, I hate, bro. I'll be the day of, man, I've thought about faking stomach issues. I've thought about just being like, dude, I can't go today. I mean, the emotions that are in it's fucking crazy. But for me, anyways, like, I don't. Some guys I train with don't give a fuck. Some guys I train with, bro, are like Nate Diaz. However, Conor, they're in it. They want the bread. They don't give a fuck. They'll scrap 5 days a week. They don't give a shit. Plus, we're not getting paid for it either. So when I'm getting in there, man, it's just, I don't know, man. For me, I do it because I originally started doing it to kind of get back on track. Sorry for the long-winded answer. To kind of get back on track there. It's just because to get in shape, man. It just motivated me, man. Like when I went to that boxing gym, man, I couldn't jump rope. Our warm up was 5-minute jump rope, 5-minute shadow boxing, 5 minutes on the bag, and just jog around the gym for about 5 minutes. And I couldn't even get past the bags, man. I mean, out of shape, bro. Just lungs feeling like trash. Went way out of shape, man. And I hated sparring. Oh, I hated sparring day, dude. Oh my God. I would sit in the restroom before sparring day and just watch Nate Diaz highlight videos. I would watch Mike Tyson highlight videos and just literally just talk just for light sparring. That's how much I hated it. But now, man, I look forward to it. The fight, like when I say how I'm feeling in the locker room, dude, once that music hits, man, it's like the greatest feeling in the world. I swear to God, like it's all work. Like my coaches always laugh at me because like I'll be back there damn near in tears, and then as soon as the music starts, I can come out to Fat Pat tops dropping, dude. I'm dancing. You would tell that I was just 5 minutes ago. I was like debating on like I'm just gonna not walk out there. And then once it gets going, it sucks. Like once you get in there, it sucks because you're looking at them and you're waiting for it to get going, and you're like, this sucks. Let's go. Come on. Like that's the part that sucks, and just like the build up to it. But once everyone gets out of there and it's like, all right, are you ready? Are you ready? That's like I still have nerves, but I'm ready to get it over with. Like I'm ready to like be like, what am I good or not? Let's see. Yeah. And then when it's going on, bro, you don't give you're not thinking about nothing. I think that's why a lot of fighters say too in the UFC and stuff. It's true, dude. Like I found that out. It's crazy. You're not thinking about shit. It's like silence. Like I don't know, man. And then when it's over, man, it's the dopest feeling, man. It's the dopest feeling, man. Oh my God, there's nothing. You're with your boys too. Y'all go out after. Your family's there. Your friends are there. Oh, dude, it's so cool. It's so, even when you lose, it's not as cool. Like when I got lost, I got whooped. I got beat down, man. And that part wasn't cool. But still, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just a cool ass feeling. And then it keeps you in shape. And that's what I like about it too, bro, to be honest. It keeps me in shape. It keeps me very humble. It keeps me so humble, man. And then I've met so many cool people. Like all of my friends I hang out with now are all through MMA. None of my friends since like 2019, I haven't talked to none of those guys, man. I just hang around with people, bro, that are just trying to grow, trying to teach me better things in life and just trying to stay in shape.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that you talk about that because, like, you know, GSP, he's kind of the guy that got me into you know, becoming a fan of MMA. I've been a fan since 2012, and one of the things that really stuck out to me, like, I'm Canadian, right? And so the sort of national treasure of Canada is a guy named Wayne Gretzky, hockey player, the great one, greatest of all time, right? And then so one day, a friend of mine, like I was working a summer job during university. A guy, he comes up to me, he's like, "Hey, you know, let's go watch the UFC after." I'm like, "Oh, you know, I don't know about that." He's like, "Look, it's a Canadian guy, he's fighting." And then I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure, why not?" And he's like, "By the way, this guy, he's more famous than Wayne Gretzky." I'm like, "Get out of here! There's no way that's true." And this guy, he's from the Philippines, right? And he's like, "Listen, everybody on my side of the world, none of us know who Wayne Gretzky is. None of us know anything about hockey or the snow or any of these things that you guys have there, right? But we do know about George, right?" So I go over, I watch him. He I forget who he's fighting, but he basically wallops the guy. But after an interview, he was basically talking about all the things that you said. Like, he's super nervous. He doesn't want to go out there, all these different things, but you know, he trains to stay in shape and all these other kind of things. So it's just interesting that a lot of other fighters, even the best to ever do it, have similar, you know, experiences.
I'm glad they talk about it too, bro. Because like when it made me feel more comfortable about starting, because I just thought these dudes were assassins. I just thought I mean, they are assassins. Don't get me wrong, they're fucking assassins. But I just thought mentally, like, they just love this shit. But yeah, man, it made me. It honestly helped me, like, hearing him, Donald Cerrone.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some other guys that have done it too, man. Just other guys, man, that have just spoken out and talked about it too, bro. That just mentioned, like, the nerves in the back. They don't. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, well, even Sugar Sean, this is a few months back, he basically said, like, after his first session of jiu-jitsu, like, he was crying, like, he wanted to break down and cry. And I'm like, I get that feeling. I remember what that felt like, right? Because, like, you go in there feeling like you're something, and you got some strength and athleticism, and you realize that there's a room full of people who could basically have their way with you if they wanted to, right? But I find it so interesting that these people who are absolute savages, for the most part, are, like, just some of the nicest, most, like, calm, gentle, you know, kind people. Like, all the guys that I train with at jiu-jitsu here, and they're like, none of them would, you know, hurt somebody out on the street, even though they could easily, like that, right? So it's interesting.
On that point, real quick, bro, I've said this since I've started, bro. For the past 4 years, I've said this to many people. If you go to a 24-hour fitness or a LA Fitness, you're gonna see the most. You won't. It's gonna be insane the amount of ego you're gonna see in there, and the amount of, like, just bravado and just don't fuck with me, like, everybody, bro. When you go to the UFC gym or any MMA gym, boxing gym, maybe less boxing, but MMA gyms, bro, that I've ever been at, dude, there's one or two maybe like that, bro. Out of 50, 48 of them are gonna be the most coolest, down to earth motherfuckers, dude, you'll ever talk to. They're so cool, man. They literally genuinely care about you. They're just, like, and when you get done with that, bro, like, sparring, the hard, even if you don't spar, bro, the workouts we do. That's why when I was coming back today, man, the workouts we do are insane. The circuits. After that, bro, there's no, like, you don't want to fight nobody, bro. You're just trying to relax and recover. It's insane, bro, the amount, like, of cool people you'll meet in a sport where everyone's trying to knock each other out.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I had I have a little bit of background. I've done some striking here and there, but not very much. But during COVID, right, we one of the, like, our all of our gyms were basically closed, but there was this Muay Thai gym that was also closed, but some people still went there to train. And so I'd never hardly done any striking, and the coach has us go in there. It's a Muay Thai gym, and they do all the skipping and things like that. And I felt like I had friggin' baseballs in my calves. I was so bloody sore after just, like, 5 minutes of skipping, and then we get paired up to spar, and the coach is like, it was an odd number, and I'm the new guy, so I have to go with the coach, and of course he's being super nice to me and going very, very light, but I registered the fact that he probably hit me 300 times in like a 3-minute round, and I maybe got him on the shoulder 2 or 3 times. It was like there's not a thing I could have done to stop him.
I've been there, bro. I've been humbled by my coach. I still get humbled by my coach, bro.
Yeah. So this weekend we've got some three pretty big combat sports going on tonight. There's karate combat. I don't know if you've ever caught that. There's also the champs event from Bellator versus PFL, and we've also got UFC Mexico. Are you tuning in to watch all of them, or what's kind of at the top of your list?
So right now, I'm 2 out of 3. I did not know there was a karate combat event. I fucking love karate combat. I've recently been getting into it, especially since the Pettis versus Henderson event. Man, they put on some great shows, bro. They were at Rick Ross's mansion like a couple weeks ago. Top of the list for real. Never thought I'd say this, but Bellator PFL. I think that card's gonna be fucking crazy. I love the mixing promotions together and the different fighters. And then definitely UFC Mexico is gonna be badass, bro. But I just love that they're gonna make the two companies come together like that. And then the winner of the main event gets to fight Francis. Like, I think this is gonna be badass, man.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a tall order for whoever that winner is to face Francis, though. That guy is bloody legendary. Like, what he stood toe to toe with Tyson Fury there back in October, boxing Anthony Joshua, like, and never had a professional boxing. And a lot of people even think he won. I thought he won. So him coming back to MMA would be fantastic. But for UFC Mexico, who do you think? We've got Moreno versus Brandon Royval, and we've also got Brian Ortega and Yair Rodriguez. I don't know who else is fighting. There's a few other names on there that I recognize, but who are you picking for those fights?
So for the main event, I'm gonna go Moreno. Mainly because, not just because like I just love that dude. I just love watching his fights. And I met him out here. I met him out here about 2 years ago. His friend had a fight out here at a Muay Thai event we were having on the weekends out here, and it was amateur Muay Thai. And we took a picture with him. He's super cool dude, man. So it's kind of hard for me to be like, but now I'm gonna go Moreno. But I love Royval, man. Just a gangster, just a straight 125 Nate Diaz is what I tell people he is. He's a thug, man. Royval's a thug.
Yeah.
So I feel bad.
I became a fan of Moreno. Yeah, I became a big fan of Moreno the first time he fought Figueiredo. Like, I hadn't really paid too much attention to the flyweight division.
How about that fight?
But like, everybody, all the media, everybody was like, yeah, Figueiredo's going to decimate him and beat him within the first 2 rounds, right? And then he just hangs in there, super close fight. And then ever since then, I'm like, man, somebody who can go in there, prove everybody wrong and just stick with, at the time, the best guy at flyweight. Man, gotta respect that.
Nah, man, he's a gangster. Fought him 4 times. 4 times, bro. That's crazy. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think for the co-main event, we've got Ortega and Yair. I really think we're going to see Yair Rodriguez triumph. However, there's a caveat to that, because the last time that Ortega took a really long layoff, he came back to face the Korean Zombie and looked about 1,000 times better than he did in a previous fight. So we could see like a totally transformed fighter yet again. But for me, I'm going with the Rodriguez.
That's a good ass point. I did not think about when Max pieced him up. He came back against Zombie, and dude looked amazing, and he was bald. Man, I think you're right, bro. I like Brian and all. I think he's might do his thing out there, but Yair's been way more active. He fought Volkanovski not even less than a year ago, bro. He's fought out there before against Jeremy Stevens when he did that eye poke, and I just think he wants to get that back, bro. I think he wants to put on a performance for his people, and I think he's more active out there. So I'm gonna go Yair as well, bro.
Yeah, it's in Mexico City too, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, but the last thing I just wanted to ask you, as a fighter, a lot of fighters have people that kind of influence them. And then there's a lot of fighters that want to leave a legacy of influence to others. And I wanted to ask you, who is that fighter for you, or are there those fighters for you that kind of influenced you and you want to kind of emulate in your fighting career?
I think that if I had to give you I couldn't give you one. So can I give you three to four of them?
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure, first one, Nate Diaz, Nate and Nick Diaz, Diaz Army all the way, no matter what. Two, man, would be Justin Gaethje. I love Justin Gaethje, man. I love the way he thinks about fighting, the way he just gets down, man. He's always down to get down, dude. You'll never watch a boring fight of his, and his mentality, man. I try to hone that in. I try to think about it like that. He goes into every fight if this is it, this is it. He's a true Spartan, bro. He's literally, if it's not the Diaz brother, it's Gaethje Army over here. Number three, bro. Probably just because I just like this guy, probably Derek Lewis. Just because he just goes out there, man, swinging and banging. But guys that has influenced me, man, a for real guy, a guy that if I watch a documentary, bro, it makes me tear up and it makes me go on a 10-mile run. Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping has been the biggest. That dude's the for real gangster, bro. He makes me realize I'm a pussy. Dude has one eye and fights 10 more fights and just still lives on his life. Doesn't bitch about it. Doesn't say nothing about it. Won the championship, bro. Was a fucking gangster. Moved from a whole other country to be out here in USA at 20 years old on his own with just his wife and doesn't know anybody. I respect that, bro. People that can do that. When I talked to Billy Q the other day, he left New York to go to Florida at age 21, just him and his girlfriend, and then she leaves him. He's out there by himself. What do you do in those situations? And I've been there. I've been there, bro. When you're here by yourself, nobody's on your side. Nobody's talking about you. You get your ass whooped, and then the next day people are talking shit. People you thought were your friends are telling you, bro, why do you do this shit? You're getting hit in the head for no reason. So I don't know, bro. I look up to those guys. If I had to give you 3 to 4 guys, I'd say the Diaz brothers, Gaethje, D. Lewis, and Michael Bisping probably for sure number one, bro. Honestly, I should have put him up there just for the inspiration wise.
Okay, perfect. And then so the last question, and you may be relatively young in your career, but fast forward 10 years or so, you're done with your fighting life. What type of legacy would you like to leave for fighters who are coming up to look at and say, hey, I kind of want to be like this guy?
I'm gonna do it the right way, bro. I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm not gonna blow up and forget about the people that got me here, bro. I'm gonna show people this is how you do things. Loyalty. I'm gonna show people loyalty, humbleness. I'm not. Bro, you won't ever see me moving to another country, moving to another state, buying giant houses. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Cars, none of that. Just always be who you are too. Always be who you are. Stay who the fuck you are. Never give the fuck up. Everything's not gonna go your way, so just always push through. I just want people to remember that. Just be humble. Never fucking give up. Always fucking do your shit and just stay loyal. Be loyal and humble. Loyal and humble. Respect everyone, bro. And just do it the right way, bro. Do it the right way. Never forget about the people that got you to where you are today. Because if it was without them, you wouldn't be shit. So never forget about the people that got you to where you are today.
That's awesome. I couldn't agree more. I think one of the types of fighters that I have the most respect for are the people who stick with the people who kind of who got them started you know, he gets a lot of flack, but Bilal Muhammad, for example, has that little Chicago crew that he sticks with and always trains with, and you've got you know, someone like Sean O'Malley who's still with his guy from the very beginning, and I think it's a very commendable sentiment. I got to run here pretty soon, but I really appreciate you taking the time to talk, and I think a lot of people are going to find this collaboration really interesting, and maybe we could do more in the future.
Bro, thank you. Anytime, man. I'm down anytime, bro. Let me know whenever you're free, and I'm always down to hop on, bro. You're a cool ass dude, man. Shout out Canada.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I know you said you're a Connor fan, but this is my pictures. That's Khabib. There's Connor right there. And then I've also got the Predator right here, knocking down Tyson Fury. And I'm going to be adding more to my wall. And I've also got little Khabib right here, and then I've got George right there.
Hey, what a setup, bro. What a setup. Honestly, you got me thinking I should do something a little different with mine. I need to hang up some bobbleheads or something now and get some pictures going.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm just kind of adding to my wall all my favorite UFC / MMA combat sports moments. So slowly it's gonna fill up.
Let's get a Derek Lewis picture up there sometime soon.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can get the one where Derek Lewis did the uppercut of Curtis Blades. I'm gonna see if I can get that cold ass moment.
That's a good one. I'd either do that or the finish where he goes down. I'd get one of those two.
The beast one.
I'd get one of those.
Yeah. One of my favorite social media moments though of Derek Lewis, like I follow him on some social media or whatever, and this was a couple years ago where somebody tried to like break into his car in Houston, and he just I think he goes on Instagram or TikTok, and he takes a video, and he's like, motherfucker tried to break into my car, and he shows like bruises on his knuckles. And I'm just thinking to myself, can you imagine being that type of criminal and have that bad of luck where you try to break into the car of like the knockout king of the heavyweight division of the UFC? That must be
Derek,
royal bad luck.
Derek don't drive no basic cars, bro. Derek drives like these big ass red truck that has like a literal black beast on it. It's gigantic and red, and he has like fucking 3 Ferraris, like, or not Ferraris, Lamborghinis. Like, what the fuck?
Wow. Okay, so I mean, whoever that guy is, he must be just be an idiot then.
Idiot, bro. Idiot. Some people deserve it, bro. That's karma.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I got to run here, but thank you very much, and we'll see you around.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you as well. Take care.